Who else is there saying, come on team, let's all get together. Yeah, we've had a bad result, we need to forget about that. We need to work harder. We need to grind out a result, however that happens, and perform a lot better. And it's a tough time for Harry. I feel sorry for him. But I feel he's alone and he needs help.
And you almost feel like, whilst we always say the responsibility falls on the captain, actually multiple players, all of the players need to step up.
Oh yeah, I'm the same as Wes. I feel sorry for him. He's the one who gets put forward all the time. I know he's the captain, but he's the one who gets put forward. He's the Englishman, he's the centre half, and he's the one who has to speak. He hasn't been playing well. I think he'd admit that. His mistakes against Leicester, the way he performed against Liverpool wasn't good enough. But I can trust him to go on the training field and work hard and shout and scream at his teammates to get better. He will get better. And let's be honest, Manchester United are not far off. From where they were last year, they finished in second. And the people they brought in the summer will make them better. And I don't think it's necessarily difficult to get better. They were awful and open against Liverpool, and they had nobody protecting the centre defenders. So that's easy to get the shape and work hard on that. And I expect them to perform much better today. They need to cut out silly mistakes like playing out from the back, which they continue to get caught with, because they're not good enough as centre defenders and full-backs to play out from the goalkeeper and play through the park. They don't need to do that at times against various opposition. So once you get that out of your system, they should be fine. It wouldn't surprise me today if they went to Tottenham and won today, and then everything's rosy again.
And actually, that's one of the reasons why defensively they have struggled so much this season, and the stats do not lie. I mean, Wes, as a defender yourself, if you look at those stats, you'd be horrified, and you wouldn't match those stats to Manchester United. Look at where they're ranked. For goals conceded, 16th, clean sheets, 18th. They've kept one, and then they're bottom of the pile for errors leading to shots and tackles.
Yeah, for me, what stands out there is the tackles. That shows heart and desire. You're coming off second best in the whole league in terms of trying to win that ball back, really putting your stamp and mark on the game. And for a team of Man United to be anywhere at the bottom of them rankings is terrible, frankly terrible. Something that needs to be addressed, something that there needs to be intervention. The manager should be looking at those stats and addressing the team and saying, right, if you're not doing your jobs, we're going to have to find somebody else to do your job for you.
It's quite scary that you use the word desire as well, because you'd expect them to show that desire, especially against the likes of Liverpool. But look, you've looked at your former teammate in a bit more detail, like Harry Maguire. How do you think he's got on this season?
don't and concede another goal. So some basic errors, and it's fair to say, you know, of someone's caliber, Harry's caliber, he should have been making them mistakes and came through a bit of a tough time. And I do think to myself, why? And maybe it's mental and physical fatigue, you know, the constant football that he's had to go through the last 2-3 seasons, you know, with playing all the time for Man United, international football. He probably just needs that little bit of a break, you know, take himself out the limelight and the firing line and come again and re-establish himself. And we all know he's a very, very good player. He's just not showing it at the moment.
So, Mako, as we look ahead, what are your expectations of Manchester United for the season?
I think they will improve from now. It's a low part now, but they're not far off the top 4. You know, that's not an issue at all. So I think they will get better. I think the personnel they have are excellent. They just need to start off, fully enough, they just need to go back to basics. Rafa Varane, I think, is back training again, so he'll probably come into the team. But that back 4 need to play together, and you just need to keep a couple of clean sheets. Don't worry about the forward line. They've got enough forwards to score 100 goals. Ronaldo, Bruno, Rashford, Sancho, Greenwood, Cavani, got loads. Just get the back 4 strong. Get the 2 sitting midfielders, if you want to play with 2 sitting midfielders, better. Get the communication between them. You see some of the goals there that we showed, that Wes talked about. Yes, Harry Maguire was at fault. I wouldn't dare stick up for him when he's at fault. But the 2 people in front of him, the 2 centre midfielders, they're all over the place as well. So you need them to sit, because that is their job. And then leave the forward line to do what they do best, score goals and create. They can do that in abundance. So I think they'll get better. I don't think they're good enough to touch the echelons of the Liverpools, Chelseas and Man Cities. I never thought that at the beginning of the season, to be honest. So that hasn't surprised me. But I expect them to be a lot better than they have been, because the recent performances, even though they've scuffled to a few victories, late victories, I don't think it's been good enough as a whole as yet.
Well, we will bring you all of that coverage later on, but that is a long way away, because we've got plenty to bring you.